song for the Imps? How about a song for the Imps? There we go then. Come on, let's get some of the lads together. Let's have a go at the Imps song, yeah. Okay, you're all right. Come on, fellas. Get around the piano. Let's have a good go. Come on, then. You ready? Come on, you lot. Go on, then.
Oh, 'tis our delight for the red and white, the Imps are here to stay. Oh, 'tis our delight for the red and white, the Imps are here to stay. Lincoln City are the team, the Radiance is their name. Stinsel Bank is their home ground and football is their game. So come and cheer them on, you lads, support them all the way. Oh, 'tis our delight for the red and white, the Imps are here to stay. Oh, 'tis our...
Yeah, it's at times like that I really need to think about doing more video stuff. If only I had a good team behind me that could get hold of it. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Stacey West Patreon only quiz, which has extended a little beyond Patreons. So we're going to put a live quiz on as we did at lockdown back in 2020. And we've got some really exciting matchups going on as well. So first of all, I'm going to bring in my co-host. You all know him as Ben. I know him as something that I can't pronounce on air. How are you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, it's all exciting, this, isn't it? Nice little bit of interactivity with the quiz.
Yeah, it's actually quite annoying because I've got the quiz open on another browser all ready to go. So all I've got in my ear is the lobby music going around.
It's not great. It's not great music.
It's like I'm kind of stuck in a supermarket or in a lift or something like that. So just so the people at home know, you're taking part tonight, aren't you?
I am, yeah. So I've got my excuses lined up already. I was doing something technical. I'm rigging it so that I don't win, and I'm not allowed to win. They're my three excuses. You can pick whichever one you want.
I used that when I wrote for the Real EFL, and they were voting for like best podcast or something, and it's like well, they'd all vote for me not because the podcast is good, because they work for the Real EFL. So I stood down, and then I say, well, I would have won it otherwise. So yeah, it's good.
Of course.
So we've got some interesting matchups tonight coming on. So we'll bring some people in and just say hello in a second. So we've got 7 players overall. We had a couple drop out at last minute, but I'm hoping that that's partly down to the technology. So what we're going to do is have a look at how the technology works using the medium of Benjamin Ward. So basically, we've got everybody here in the green room ready to go. So they're watching this in real time. There isn't a delay between. There's normally, I think, about a 15-second delay before YouTube. But these guys are here and they're ready to go, fingers on the buzzers. But they've got to create that buzzer. So they create that buzzer by using something called Kahoot.
Excuse me. So this is the Kahoot app on your phone. You can also access it via a web browser. Oh, that's the camera. Yeah, so that's in there. And down the bottom, you've got a little button there that says join. So you tap on that, and then it says to put the pin in. So
now just to clarify, you don't actually need the app. If you just put kahoot.it, it takes you straight to the pin entry.
Yeah. So this is the pin, but if you're watching this on YouTube, don't put that in. But yeah, basically, it'll say that you're in, and then I just need to set my nickname. And then once that's done, you should see me pop up on the screen. There we go.
There we go. Now, we do have 3 places. The issue there is, of course, there will be a delay. But if you're watching at home and you think, actually, I'd like to give that a go, be aware there's a small delay. So you would be at a disadvantage. But it's kahoot.it. So we'll give that a second. We'll drop that out. Now, let's not forget, we're not just playing for pride tonight. We're playing for prizes as well. A big Brucey bonus. So tonight's winner will get the highly lucrative prize of £20 worth of goods from the club shop, which, given the recent sale, actually will mean a couple of decent bits. So the winner can I'll liaise with them straight afterwards, and you could win yourself a nice bit of club merchandise. I don't know what they've got left, 5XL goalkeeper tops, no doubt, and stuff like that. But it's a decent sale, so if you haven't seen it, do check it out. Now, we do have a couple of really interesting matchups this evening. So first of all, we're playing for a little bit of Stacey West pride here. And given that I know about Ben's knowledge, we thought we'd get Billy Beeston involved as well, because I can't rely on Ben to fight the Stacey West corner without bringing Charlie in. Now, before we bring Charlie in, there's a reason that we're relying on these two boys, because you might remember a year ago we had one that flew the nest. So we had a member of the Stacey West team who went on to host or co-host a successful League One podcast, still a friend of the pod. He's coming back to show his knowledge, and it's Jake. So first of all, Jake, how are you doing, mate?
I'm very good, guys. It's like I said on the way here, it's almost like I fell into the wrong recording studio. But no, it's good to be back, mate. I hope you guys are all doing well. The pod's been excellent, by the way, from what I've been able to tell. So yeah.
And we didn't even from what you've been able to tell, but from looking at it on Spotify occasionally, scrolling past it.
It does depend where you, on Spotify. It completely depends where you were looking at it on Spotify as well.
Yeah, if I did better in the description, I'm like, nah, I think I'll give that a miss for next week. Actually,
you weren't the only one. Brilliant. So, you boys, who's confident here? Who's confident?
Not at all.
Well, if it's like you say from the Danny Cowley era onwards, I feel like I know my stuff from that sort of time. Obviously, I was with the podcast for most of that period, so I've worked with you guys extensively. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident tonight.
Well, there we go. Warning shots fired. Charlie?
I'm feeling a lot of pressure. You brought me in because you didn't rely on Ben, so now I'm feeling a lot of pressure to beat Jake. So, I mean, technically, I was Jake's direct replacement when he ended up, like say, flying the nest, and I then took on the preview role. So, yeah, I'm very, very worried.
We never talk about replacements. Nobody can replace anybody. It's about
evolution. Not a replacement.
It's about evolution.
Upgrade, yes. Sorry, I mean not upgrade either.
You're not a substitute. You're a finisher. That's what we say.
Going to say there. Right, chaps.
There's a lot of things in there.
So, Jake, Charlie, we will say goodbye to you. Best of luck. We've had somebody join. By the way, just before everyone goes, we've had Dom join. Who's playing along at home. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Jake, good luck. We'll say goodbye to you. Charlie, all afternoon in the pub. Good luck. You're going to need it. Now, that's the side issue. That's the starter. That's the lead in to what is really, I think, a battle of Lincoln City general knowledge heavyweights. Now, we're not just talking about the lockdown runner-up in 2020, but he is here. We're talking about the lockdown quiz winner in 2020, the two finalists. We're talking about quiz aficionados for more than 2 decades. We're talking about Mr. Kevin Barwise and Mr. Jon Leonard. Gentlemen, how are you feeling?
Good evening. Thank you.
So,
good evening, everyone.
Are we excited to go head-to-head again, as we did 4 years ago, Kev?
Well, I think before dementia really sets in, I thought I'd just fight the corner for the old guard. Because we'll anything on 80s and 70s, I'd be fine, but I might struggle tonight.
Fair enough. And John, 2016-17 onwards, does that fall within your wheelhouse?
Yeah, I mean, a bit like Kev, I suppose. I mean, I've got some of that knowledge from, 88 onwards. That's when I started supporting them. So, but yeah, my knowledge is fairly good for the last 7 years, I suppose. So we'll see.
Excellent. So there has only ever been one Stacey West quiz champion, which is John. Now, technically, even though this is just a one-off, it's an opportunity to retain that crown as well. So, yeah, really excited for this. So, look, gentlemen, good luck. I'll pop you back in the green room, and we'll look at getting started.
Okay. Okay, Ron.
Very exciting. Now, they're not the only guys playing. We do have Connor playing along. We've got Dara as well. They're both in the green room. Dara, I believe, runs a Lincoln City site. I think he runs the Lincoln Loco. So you may well know who Dara is. Connor, Patreon as well. Relatively new fan in terms of age. I think he's a little bit younger. And when I say a little bit younger than me, I would think he's probably about a third of my age. So good luck there as well. But it's nice to see somebody flying the quiz flag for the youth, I think, Ben, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we say that Charlie's a fetus, but I mean, if we're younger than Charlie, then I don't know what we're going to say. But yeah, no, good luck to everyone. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be great.
So I'm really pleased that some people are watching along. So we've got 25 people watching along. Just to bring them in, we've got LN Stew, Mr. Wells. He's a good lad. He started doing our Instagram, so he's now part of the Stacey West team. So he's looking forward to this. He did tell me he couldn't take part because he was busy tonight, but he's managing to watch it. So fair play. And Gav's watching it as well. Gav, who last season proclaimed to me that we'd signed Craig Hobson from Stockport because somebody had sent him a link from 2014. So I can understand probably why Gav didn't take part. I hope you're doing well, Gav, in the pre-season, and hopefully see you on July the 13th. Right. The time is 20 to 8. So just to recap, it's a relatively short quiz. We've got 15 questions. What's going to happen? All the guys have seen the video, so they'll have their phone with their pad on it, like a keypad to answer the questions. So they'll be playing along and doing that at home. Hopefully, everybody's got that done, dusted, and ready to go. Everybody's logged in. 2016-17 onwards, 15 questions. Yep, John's just held his up to the screen, so I'm happy with that. I can't quite see everybody in the green room, but I'm sure they're all ready to go. Dom's playing along at home as well. So it's probably time to get started. Now, Ben, I'm going to drop you off the screen as well.
Okay.
But you're looking good, by the way, mate. You don't take up as much of the screen as you were doing a few months ago. You just move the camera back a little bit.
No,
not quite. If I do that, I look shorter.
I'll be honest. I've been back to the gym since the big adventure, maybe once or twice. But yeah, I felt a little bit of bloat coming back. But I'm hoping to get back on it soon. A little bit of bloat.
I thought you said bloke.
No.
Right. So we'll say goodbye to Ben and we'll get on with the quiz. So here we are. This is the screen. Now, hopefully you've all got a decent sight of that because there are 3 picture questions. So you may have to squint a little bit, but they should be relatively clear. So questions 2016 to 2017, you have approximately 30 seconds to answer each question. Have we just lost somebody? Charlie, Ben, Jake, Kevin, John, Connor, Dara. No, we haven't. Approximately 30 seconds to hit each question. I'm going to click start. If you're playing along at home, please try not to put the answer in the comments until it's been revealed on the screen, just in case. We don't want to give Ben a head start, do we, for heaven's sake? Here we go, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. It's the super special one-off Lincoln City Patreons quiz. Thank God that noise has stopped rather. So, how many points did City get during the 2016-17 National League winning season? How many points did City get? 5 answers in already. Somebody's Googling. 6 answers in already. Just 1 to go. 12. 7 answers in. Of course, Dom's playing along at home, so there'll be a lag, won't there? So we'll have the whole 30 seconds, no doubt. And he may even miss it, so it might not work. There we go. So 4 of you got that right. 3 of you got it wrong. Jake, John, Kevin, Dara all got it right. Stealing the early march there, Jake, over the Stacey West boys. Question number 2. Looks like the Domino's logo. Which of these players scored the most National League goals for us in 2016-17? National League goals. Who scored the most of those 4 players? 3 answers in. 4 answers in. 5 answers in. Dom, if you were playing along at home, my apologies for the lag. It's obviously something we can't do, unfortunately. Just waiting for 1 answer. 7 answers in. Here we go. 30 seconds almost up. The answer was Luke Waterfall. Surprised me as well while I was doing my research. What's also surprised me is Ben is fist pumping, because he's now joined the leaderboard. Well, there we go. Remember, that was National League only goals. It didn't include cup competitions, etc. Question number 3. Double points. Ooh, exciting. It's a picture quiz. Who's this? Nice and simple. Who is that? Is it Jordan Roberts, Jordan Williams, Sean Long, or I Feel Good, James Brown? 15 seconds. Nice kit, that. I like the little black flashing around the collar, around the wrist, the biceps. Very good. Stefan answers in. My apologies again to Dom. Sorry, mate. Here we go. It was Jordan Williams. Jordan Williams joined on loan. Rochdale, I think. Billy not went the other way. Jake, John, and Kev stealing away. Billy and Dom are on the scoreboard. So Dom's actually is managing to get the answers in. Excellent stuff. Next question. Which team did City beat in August 2017 for our first Football League win in more than 6 years? Was it Morecambe, Notts County, Carlisle United, or Stevenage? Somebody was in there, sharp as anything. I think Jake is serious here. I can see his face close to the camera. He's having this. He is having this. I can see him dancing away and everything as well. Kevin, John, they just look, they're just focused. They're zoned in. They don't want to be beat by a young upstart coming from nowhere on the quiz questions. The answer was, of course, Carlisle United. Alex Woodyard with a brace. And then I think we had a penalty and he took a little strop when he couldn't take it. And John takes over at the top from Jake. Kevin third. Dom's up and Ben's up as well. So that is currently your top 5. I hope Dara and Connor are playing along and are able to keep track. I hope there's no lag. Next question, number 5, third of the way through. Which player scored the most goals, excluding penalties, in the 2018-19 title winning season? We are excluding penalties from this. It was a big season, that. Some great goals as well. Which player scored the most? 6 answers in. It was Bruno Andrade. It was not Matt Reed. It was Bruno Andrade. How does that affect the leaderboard? John is on fire with 3 answers now in a row. Jake second. Ben is up into third. Oh, my Lord. Kev is 4th. And Charlie is 5th. We've got 10 questions to go. A lot can change. Next question. Which team did the Imps sign Zach Elbouzedi from? Which team did we sign Zach Elbouzedi from? December 2019, I believe. West Brom, Waterford, Inverness, Caledonian Thistle, or AIK in Sweden? 12 seconds. Was it West Brom, Waterford, Inverness, or AIK? I could have done that a little bit better with the kit colours corresponding, really, couldn't I? Should have thought about that. 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is, of course, Waterford in Ireland. He moved to AIK and he had been at West Brom as a youngster. I think he'd also been at Inverness Caledonian Thistle. How does that affect the leaderboard? John is really pushing on now. Ben up into third. Jake is second. Billy, Charlie, and Dom has climbed up there as well. So Kev, yep, struggling a little bit with some of the more recent stuff, but time to pull it around. We're approaching the halfway point. But which of these former Imps did not play against us last season? So only one of those failed to appear against us. The other 3 all got minutes on the pitch against the Imps. But which one didn't? Joe Morrell, Sean Raggett, Regan Poole, or Anthony Scully? 10, 9. The pictures, by the way, all supplied by Graham Burrell, the best photographer in the world. 3, 2, 1. Only one got that wrong. Regan Poole did appear for us in the first game, but Anthony Scully was injured for almost all of the season. And that drops Ben out. Billy, Charlie is now in third. Kev's back on the screen, and Dom is pushing up as well. Question number 8. Only one Lincoln player scored in 3 of the 4 available competitions last season, but which player? Time's a little bit quicker on this one because I buggered up and couldn't fix it. So did Danny Mandroyu, Rico Hackett, Lasse Sorensen or Sean Rowan score in 3 of the 4 available competitions? Tough question, tough time limit. 7 answers in. It was Lasse Sorensen. Lasse scored in the FA Cup, and he was obviously the only player to score in the FA Cup. I can't remember the other. Obviously, scored in the league and one of the other cups. So yeah, Lasse Sorensen, not Danny Mandroyu or Sean Rowan. Sean Rowan was the one I think I would have picked had I not set the question. So whoever picked Sean Rowan, you're in good company. And that puts Jake top of the table, just from John, Charlie, Ben, Kev, just bringing up the top 5. Question number 9. Double points. It's an important one. Which player has scored the most goals in all competitions between 2016-17 and 2023-24? So in all competitions, National League, FA Trophy, FA Cup, EFL Trophy, collectively from 2016-17 to 2023-24. Is it Matt Reed, Big Matt Reed? 50 goals for the Imps, but how many of those came in that period? Anthony Scully did very well, but did he score enough? Harry Anderson, several seasons from the National League right the way through. He's got to be a contender. Big John, did we have 50 penalties? These are the questions that you've got to ask yourselves, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're playing along at home. 23 seconds, 22 seconds. So we're just waiting for one. I'm not sure who is unable to get their answers in, but I fear that somebody may be struggling to get their answers in. Matt Reed, Anthony Scully, Harry Anderson, John Akindi. Interested to know what people at home think on this one. Took me some researching to find out it is Anthony Scully. Anthony Scully. John is back top from Jake, but Jake's on fire. Charlie and Ben and Dara has climbed up into the top 5. Excellent stuff. So a real fight going on down there. 2 clear leaders, John and Jake battling away. Question number 10. Who is this? Nice and simple. Who is it? Is it Robbie Gotts, Remy Longdon, Jamie Sewell, or Callum Morton? Nice and simple. If you know the answer. If you don't know the answer, then it isn't. Jake knows the answer. He's nodding along. He's got who it is. Who else knows the answer? I do, just in case you know, because I remember him scoring as well. I think it was 1 appearance, 1 goal, if I remember correctly. EFL Trophy against Mansfield Town. A few clues there. It is, of course, Jamie Sewell. Jamie Sewell. And that brings Kev up onto the board, knocking Dara down a touch. Ben's on fire here. He's making a comeback with 3 in a row. And it is so tight. Look there is literally just a couple of points between John and Jake. This is getting exciting with 5 questions left. Here's question number 11. Easy one. 3-3 draw with Peterborough ended our automatic hopes a few years ago. Which player scored 2 goals in that game to give us a 3-0 lead? George Grant, Anthony Scully, Tom Hopper, Morgan Rogers. Somebody's in quickly with a 1. We've now got 4 answers in. Somebody got in quickly there. Jake thinks it's him. I keep picking on Jake because I can see him in the green room. I know who dived. I know who the referee was. John Busby. Sam Smodic. What a dive. Shocking. Wouldn't have made any difference, but even so, these things still hurt, don't they? But who has got it correct? It was Anthony Scully. Just one person said Tom Hopper. No change. Did Jake get that wrong? That's interesting. He did. He's nodding away. So John now has stolen away. Billy and Ben and Kev all fighting back. Sorry, I keep calling Charlie Billy. It's hard to get around. 4 questions to go. Can John keep his place at the top of the leaderboard? Can Charlie or Ben haul Jake in? Who were the opponents the night that TJ Aoma was unveiled as an Imps signing in the 21-22 season? Who were the opponents that night? Ooh, 4 answers straight in there within 5 seconds. Was it Bolton, Burton, Gillingham, or Shrewsbury? Bolton, Burton, Gillingham, or Shrewsbury? We lost 1-0. I remember that very, very well. Remember the joy of TJ as he came out on the pitch. I think it was before the game, wasn't it? I don't think it was half time. I think it was before the game. But who were the opponents? It was, of course, Bolton Wanderers. It was Bolton Wanderers. How does that affect the leaderboard? John and Jake still holding off Charlie and Ben, with Kev just beginning to look like he can maybe grasp into the top 5. We will move on with 3 questions to go. One of them is double points. Everything could change. I think one of them is double points. I can't remember now. Possibly not, actually. From whom did we sign this player? It's a picture quiz. From whom did we sign that player? And this time I colour coordinated the teams. So did we sign him from Aberdeen, Rangers, Dundee United or Hibernian? And who is he? 5 seconds left. I can tell you he was just relegated with Forest Green Rovers. It is, of course, Jamie Robson. Jamie Robson we signed from Dundee United. Dundee United. Dara has now climbed above Kev, so he's now into the top 5. Good work. Looks like it's a straight fight between John and Jake with 2 questions to go. 2 questions left. Here's one of them, and it is double points. Everything could change here. Which of the following players started just 2 league games for Mark Kennedy in 2022-23? So one of those players only started 2 league games. Which one is it? It was intended to be a challenge, this one. Is it Chris Maguire, signed by Michael Appleton, eventually released by mutual consent? Jordan Wright, standing goalkeeper? Is it Hakeeb Adelakan? Did he start a couple of games? Or Anthony Scully before he was sold? I can see a split of answers coming here. This is the game right here. It was Hakeeb Adelakan. Hack started 2. Chris Maguire didn't start any. Jordan Wright started 4, and Anthony Scully started more. So it's Hakeeb Adelakan. And how has that affected the top? It's brought Charlie within touching distance of Jake. Dara's clinging on in 5th, but John looks like he's safe, but he doesn't want to drop the ball on the last question. And here is the last question. Which Lincoln player was sent off as the Imps beat Port Vale 3-2 in March 2023? Ben House, Joe Walsh, Danny Mandroiu or Carl Rushworth? Which player was sent off? There was 2 players sent off, by the way, for Port Vale. One of them, I think, was Sammy Robinson, who Mark Kennedy liked the look of. I can't remember the other one. Tom Conlon, possibly, something like that. Which Lincoln player was sent off? Was it Ben House? He's bound to have been involved. Was it Joe Walsh? Unlikely to have been fit. Was it Danny Mandroiu, who liked a red card? Or was it Carl Rushworth, the player that was actually sent off in the game? It was, of course, Carl Rushworth. When I click next, the winner is going to be revealed. I'm looking at some faces. Jake has got his fingers crossed. John just never looks fussed by anything at all. Cool as a cucumber. Can't see Connor or Dara. Kev's smiling away. He's waiting for the 80s version of this quiz. That's what he's waiting for. Time for the podium. In 3rd place, Charlie. In 2nd place, it's Jake. And in 1st place, as he was 4 years ago, it's John. Congratulations. So first of all, let's talk about places 2 and 3. So just bear with us a minute there, John. We'll remove that. So first we'll bring in, I'll close that so I don't have the bloody noise in my ears. There we go. So we'll bring in Charlie and Jake. Jake, first of all, so close, mate. You were pushing there right to the end.
Yeah, it was that question about Peterborough. I thought Tom Hopper scored, but it was he missed the sitter, didn't he? He didn't score. He missed the sitter.
Then George Grant got the other.
I went for Chris Maguire. I thought he'd come on. I thought he'd started twice, but no, I'm pretty happy that I beat Charlie anyway.
Yeah, I think you did well. And Charlie, obviously, you beat Ben. So are you
I did.
With that? Are you happy?
No, because you didn't tell me that there was going to be picture questions. And you see, Kahoot gives you bonuses for answering quicker. And it takes me longer to look at the pictures. So therefore, yeah, I'm not fooling anybody, am I? I'm not fooling anybody, am I? No, hey, look, fair play, Jake. I did get Hakeeb Adelakan, but there was a couple towards the start that I got wrong. So, yeah, you deserve the 2nd, and I'm happy with 3rd.
Wonderful. Well, look, thank you, gents. Thank you for playing along. And if we do a quiz through the season, Jake, I hope that you'll kind of join in for a little bit longer. But it's been really good to have you back on the channel, mate. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Get rid of Charlie as well. We do just, if it's okay with John, just to prolong it a little bit, I'd just like to have a quick chat with Kev, if that's okay. Kev,
hold on, John.
Excellent. We'll bring John in a second. But for someone who, like you say, 70s and 80s, that was quite a brave fight. You kept popping up there in the top 5.
Yeah, I every question sort of rang a bell, but being a two-teamer is not good for this. Do you know what I mean? There's double the stress and double the knowledge, and it doesn't work.
No, of course. Well, look, Kev, thank you so much for playing along, mate.
Pleasure's always making it fun.
If I do something through the course of the season with kind of wider categories, then obviously I'll give you a nod. So thank you, mate, for playing along.
Thank you.
Sorry, Kev, cut you off there early. I do just want to say thanks to Dara and Connor as well for playing along. Their screens unfortunately haven't worked. The cameras haven't worked, so we haven't been able to bring them in for a chat. But thank you very much, guys, for playing along. But finally, nobody can knock you off the perch, John, can they?
Yeah, I think I don't think I was the quickest. I think, I think Jake was quicker than me on most of them. But yeah, I think I got 3 wrong.
Which ones did you get wrong? Which troubled you?
The one about the player who only played 2 games. I picked Scully, but of course he'd played a few more games, hadn't he?
Yeah, because he went at the end of the transfer window.
I can't remember the other 2 now. It's a bit of a whirlwind.
It did happen quite quick. And what did you think the platform as well? Do you think it worked okay?
Yeah, well, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, it built up the tension. Hopefully, it was good to watch for other people as well.
Excellent.
And, it was fun to play.
Well, smashing. Well, look, thank you very much. I would like to do something through the season, whether that's monthly or whatever. So I'll give you plenty of opportunity to defend your crown, and I'll drop you an email at some point this evening. But if you have a look on the club shop, see anything on there that you want for around that, if it's a little bit over, it's cool. Send me the link and I'll get it all.
Okay, thanks so much, and well done everyone else, and thanks for organising.
Smashing. No worries. Thank you, John. Once again, champion of the Stacey West quiz. Well done. And finally, let's bring our main man in. Now, do you know what? So Dara's just popped up and said thank you. He got a 5th place finish. So quite pleased for Dara there. I think he did very, very well. So appreciate that. Dara and Connor as well. Obviously, I think he's left the green room, but thank you so much, Connor. So how did you find out? You were punching a little bit there, weren't you?
Secret weapon, mate. I was doing all right, yeah.
Weapon.
Well, yeah, all right, that's fair. No, it's good. It's one of those where, like, when you get an answer and it just the first thing that comes into your head, because as has Charlie, I've used Kahoot quite a bit before, and I know that if you answer quicker, you get more points. So sometimes I'll see an answer and I go, oh no, wait a minute, and just hit the wrong one split second before my brain goes, no, that's wrong, because I did that with the red card one. I instantly just went, Mandroy, no, it was Rushworth, and yeah. But no, I've enjoyed that. It was good fun.
Smashing, thank you. Well, a couple of people who were playing along at home. Malk Johnson was playing along at home. He would have loved to have played along properly, but he's a self-confessed technophobe. But he got 7 out of 15. So how quick that was, we don't know. But 7 out of 15, which for somebody who knows more about the 1962 season than he probably does about the 2012 season, I think that's a fair reflection. Stu says, well done, brilliant. And Steve Ray says, enjoyed watching, guys. So thank you.
Ooh, quick one on that. Steve, drop me an email because I've not got your address. I need your address for your hoodie. That's that one.
Stacey West hoodie. So we are wearing the Stacey West merchandise. Ben has posted those out now. I am planning a second run of the merchandise. But this may sound a little, instead of going for charity, what I'm going to do is use the profits to buy more of the merchandise so we can give them away as prizes and thank yous and all that sort of stuff. So I will be planning a second run of the running tops, which you can see Ben wearing over there, and the hoodies. They haven't got the brand in Bailgate or Fox, who kindly donated these to us, but they're really cool bits of kit. So I will say goodbye to you, Ben, but thank you, mate, for that. Really good. So, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, that was the Stacey West special Patreons quiz, won by Jon Leonard, as the lockdown quiz was in 2020. Somebody's already putting that on for us. Plug Instagram, says Stu. So yeah, look, we're really trying different things this year. We're just going to try and push the content a bit. So we'll try quizzes. There's a football manager challenge coming up. We're going a bit bigger on Instagram now, thanks to Stu. So he's really regularly pushing stuff on there. We're on TikTok, which I don't like to talk about it, but I'm a pretty big deal on there with Rotherham fans at the moment because they don't like me. 24,000 views. So, I mean, everything else I gets about 1,000, so it don't count. But yeah, a pretty big deal, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So yeah, make sure you follow all the platforms. Do whatever you do, whether you're TikTok, whether you're Instagram. We don't do Snapchat yet because I don't understand it. But yeah, all good, excellent stuff. I'm being told to calm down, Billy, by two different people there. I'm assuming that's Charlie. Look, thank you for watching the quiz. If you liked it, please let us know in the comments. If you'd like to take part in one yourself, now you've seen how it works, again, please let us know as well. I love doing quizzes. I love doing the Quizmaster thing. I love people kind of competing against each other. So I'd be really, really keen to run this on a monthly basis, whether we do kind of a grand challenge. We might just have to call it Challenge John. I think that's probably going to be the best bet because Jake almost did. He almost did. He almost got there. So yeah, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Stacey West quiz. Thank you and good night.